Hi and welcome to my channel, Hopewell Stories. Today's video is how she found out her real mom was her teacher all along. Maya was 16 years old and had lived her whole life with her dad and his new wife, Sarah. Her mom had died in a car accident when she was just a baby, or so she thought. She had a few memories of her mom, soft lullabies, the smell of lavender and warm hugs, but those memories were fading now, like old photos left out in the sun. Her dad worked as a mechanic, and Sarah was kind enough, but Maya always felt like something was missing. She wasn't sure what it was, just a quiet ache inside her chest that wouldn't go away. At school, Maya was quiet but smart. She liked reading and writing poetry. She was especially good at English, and her favorite class was taught by Miss Carter. Miss Carter was young for a teacher, only in her early 30s, and she had a kind smile and a calm voice. She always seemed to know when a student was upset, even if they didn't say anything. She wore long skirts and carried a big bag filled with books. Her eyes were a deep brown, and sometimes when she looked at Maya, it felt like she was seeing straight into her soul. Maya didn't know why, but she felt drawn to Miss Carter. She would sit in the front row just to be closer to her. When she got good grades on her essays, Miss Carter would smile and say, "You have a beautiful way with words, Maya. Keep writing." Maya loved hearing that. But there was something else too, something strange that Maya couldn't explain. When she looked at Miss Carter, especially when they were alone in the classroom after school, she felt like she had seen her before. Not in school, not in town, but somewhere deeper, like in a dream or a memory she couldn't reach. One day, Maya was walking home from school when it started to rain. She ducked into the school building to wait it out. As she passed the staff room, she heard voices. "I just don't know how to tell her," said a familiar voice. It was Miss Carter. "Maybe it's not your place," said another teacher. "She's been through enough. But she deserves to know the truth," Miss Carter whispered. "She looks just like me. She has my eyes. I can't keep pretending forever." Maya stopped walking. Her heart started to beat fast. What was Miss Carter talking about? Maya peeked around the corner and saw her teacher sitting with Mr. Hayes, the school principal. Miss Carter looked upset, almost like she was going to cry. "I found her birth certificate," Miss Carter said. "It's all there. My name, her name, the hospital, everything." Maya's breath caught in her throat. Birth certificate. Her? Maya backed away quietly and walked outside. Even though it was still raining, she didn't care. Her mind was spinning. Could it be true? Was Miss Carter her real mom? That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about what she had overheard. She tried to remember anything from when she was little, anything that could connect her to Miss Carter, but all she had were the same old memories. A lullaby, the smell of lavender, and a woman's voice saying, "I love you." The next day, Maya stayed after class. "Miss Carter," she said nervously.
Yes, Maya?
Miss Carter smiled, but it looked like a sad smile. "Can I ask you something?" "Of course. Do you know who my real mom was?" Miss Carter froze. Her pen slipped from her hand and rolled off the desk. "Why do you ask that?" she said slowly. "I heard you talking yesterday," Maya said. "You said something about my birth certificate." Miss Carter looked away. Then she stood up and walked to the window. "I promised myself I wouldn't interfere," she said quietly. "I thought it would be better for you if I stayed away." "But why?" Maya asked, her voice shaking. "Who are you really?" Miss Carter turned around. Tears were in her eyes. "I'm your mother," she said. Maya's heart stopped. "I gave you up when you were a baby," Miss Carter continued. "I was young and scared. I had just finished college and didn't have any money. Your father and I were in love, but we were both too young to raise a child. We thought adoption was the best choice. But then, something went wrong." "What do you mean?" Maya asked. "The adoption agency had a mistake. They told me you were going to a good home, but I never heard from them again. I tried to find you, but the records were sealed. I moved to this town a few years ago and started teaching. And then, one day, I saw you walk into my class." Maya couldn't speak. You have no idea how hard it was, Miss Carter said, her voice breaking. To see you every day and not be able to hug you. To call you Miss Taylors when I wanted to call you Maya. My baby girl. I've watched you grow up from a distance. Every time you smiled, I remembered how you used to smile at me. Maya felt tears on her cheeks. But, why didn't you tell me sooner? I didn't want to ruin your life, Miss Carter said. You had a family. I didn't want to confuse you, but I've been confused my whole life, Maya said. I felt like something was missing, like I didn't belong. Miss Carter reached out, then stopped herself. I didn't want to hurt you, she said, but I guess I hurt us both. Maya stepped forward and hugged her. Miss Carter held her tight, like she never wanted to let go. I love you, she whispered. I've always loved you. I love you too, Maya said, crying into her shoulder. After that day, things changed. Maya told her dad what she had learned. At first he was quiet. Then he told her the truth. She was your mother, he said. She gave you up because she thought it was best. I didn't know she was teaching here. I didn't even know her real name. He had remarried and moved on, but he never forgot her. Maya started spending time with Miss Carter, outside of school. They talked about everything. They read books together, cooked, and even wrote poems. Maya learned that her mom had once been a writer too. At school, Miss Carter stayed her teacher. But now Maya knew the truth, and that made all the difference. Sometimes when they looked at each other across the classroom, they shared a secret smile. A year later, Maya stood in front of the school auditorium, reading a poem she had written. It was for the school talent show, and the room was full of students and teachers. She looked at her dad, Sarah, and Miss Carter sitting in the front row. She smiled, then she began to read. I used to feel like I was lost, like I didn't know where I came from. But now I've found the missing piece. The woman who gave me life and peace. She was there all along, hiding in plain song. Now I know who I am, because I found my mom. Everyone clapped. Maya looked at her mother, and saw tears in her eyes. And for the first time in her life, Maya felt completely whole. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.